Hey guys, I'm just getting a cup of coffee because yeah, I've been working all day. It's Monday and get a good start of the week, of course. But I want to tell you about yesterday. I had a chance to talk again. David said from get yourself the chance to talk, even if it's for 10 minutes or 50 minutes. So, as I told you 2 weeks ago, I was invited back to do the opening at the start and the opening after the pause again. Twice, 10 minutes. So I did. And I promised you guys to have slides this time. Yeah, I thought up slides. I had four pictures initially, two for the start and two for after the pause. Then I killed two of the pictures. And I started out with a simple one, just this one. And it's a bit black on this side, but it's got this beautiful wave. And my stories contain rivers, oceans, and water in general. So that's highly appropriate. And then I talked about my accident because that's part of my introduction, and I can hook any story and any outcome of a story to that story. So this was not the same group as last one, because 2 weeks ago that was a beginners group for autonomy and this was an advanced group. I saw some faces I've seen before, but most of people were new to me. So that was okay. And these were the words I had. And this is the only slide I used at the first part. And only dead fish go with the flow. And I asked the public if that were true and if they thought different. So I told a story about that. Going with the flow as a person or as a living human being. And well, I'm not going into details, but there is a difference. And I brought up an anomaly. Whoa, it's Monday. I got difficulty with pronunciation some of the English words today. I said, well, it's not quite true because salmon swim up the river and they do that because they want to go home where they were born and they want to spawn. And then when they have spawned and the young fish come and they are old enough, they go down the river and they go back into the ocean because there is freedom. There's the whole wide world. Well, at their fins, not at their feet, of course. So that's the story I connected with that. And then I told the story about the river of life and the river of life. Well, I'll tell you that story some other time because you might actually have something that is good then and that you can use. So that went pretty well. I got engaged with the people. I got them to laugh. I shook someone's hand just to say to emphasize my story about my brain having memory loss after the 3 accidents. So I used all the skills I had. Well, there were 160 chairs, but it was nice weather for the first time in our country, so only some 80 people appeared. So half of the chairs were empty. And that really looks funny, I think, if you're standing there. But anyway, I had good talks in the pause and people wanted to have my business card. And some people said, I'm going to connect with you. I'm going to send you a message through WhatsApp, Messenger or Telegram, whatever. I said, okay, I love to connect. So do that. But put your name in there because I won't know who you are. I don't recognize telephone numbers. And the second part came. Of course, I started with this slide again. And then I had this picture added. So my language change was in the pictures, not so much in my speech. And then I talked about going outside of your comfort zone and all kind of things related to that with stories I had to do that. Also combined and how do you say that in English? Dat je terugpakt, teruggrijpt, that you go back to what you told in the first part. So I did that, connected some more, had some more laughs, and I had some. And the second part, I had more ohs. So that was good. So I was very pleased with that. And when I came in, well, I saw there was a stage in the back, but I thought, well, now this is the first time I'm going to be on stage. Well, it wasn't used, so I didn't either because there were no lights. But I picked a point in the middle, and there was a walking path in the middle. So I chose two points in the middle of the two sections to walk through and from. I didn't walk constantly though, to go through, to talk a while, go back, or go to the other side. Not being an ice bear. And that went pretty well. I found that my gestures were more natural, more spontaneous, and more according to what I said. So I got that feedback also because I asked feedback when we were at dinner afterwards. And then this morning I saw Sven's call for the onion. And then of course I can tell a story of someone coming to cry, cutting the onion. But someone can also start crying if you get them to laugh. And that connected to a story from yesterday. There were lovely people there. And one of them was a young woman, only 5 feet. 1,55 meter. And she was an ex-police woman, and we had a bit of talk in the pause about unschooling your kids. So we found common ground. Well, because I want to homeschool my kid. So she said, we're gonna connect. I'm gonna send you a WhatsApp. And then afterwards, we had a drink on the terrace over there in the sun, and we talked a lot about different things with the people who stayed for a drink. And then when she left, she said, I've sent you an app. And I said, did you put your name in there because I don't recognize the number? Yes, she did, and she told me her name again. And then this lovely old lady, and she had white curly eyes, and she had shiny gray eyes, and she had a smile so beautiful, and she was 85 plus. She lives on a boat and she travels constantly. So when this event came up, she put up in the Telegram group for this event, she said, is someone driving from here to there, to the event? That's how she connected with that other lady. They had to drive for an hour or so. And then she said, laughing, oh, I got a good mnemonic, as we call in Dutch, een ezelsbruggetje. And she said, you just have to think about a cornetto to remember her name. And I started to laugh. By the way, this is only if you're 18 plus. Otherwise, pause, quit this video. And in response, she started to laugh too. Because she was startled and thought, why is this guy laughing about this? A cornetto is such a sweet thing. Well, that 5-foot lady is a sweet thing too. So I started to laugh. And then she came over to me and she asked me, why are you laughing? And I bent over to her and I said, don't you know what we do with an ice cream? I think that's pretty How do you say that in English? Oh, that's pretty improper voor ezelsbruggetje. Mnemonic. My, did we laugh. And I'm still wondering, because he had to travel and now we're in the car again. If she told that story to her, I think I'm gonna get an ice cream now.